Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, and welcome back to my riveting, ravishing, and ready-to-eat review show, Very Slay. Going over the looks of Drag Race España All-Stars. They're coming for Tina Burner and her color palette with this promo, divas. They say red and yellow and color psychology is used with restaurants because it often makes you hungry. Honestly, I'm ready for these girls to serve me some looks. I'm ready to be well fed in the fashion department this season. But also, I am very hungry because I haven't eaten for a while. Really much at all today at the time I'm recording this. I just finished recording another cute little video that I'm sure you may have already seen earlier this week. If not, it's right here. You can go watch it when you're done with this one, maybe. What a novel idea. And while we're talking about novel ideas, why don't you hit that little subscribe button and even ring that notification bell so that way you can be among the first to know when there's something new at the buffet for all of you out there. As always, if I think a look is fine, it's just gonna get an okay. If I'm not a fan of it, it's gonna get a big ol' nay. But if I love it, we're giving it a slay. Alrighty then, so without further ado, let's get into these looks. First up, we have Drag Sethless from season 2. Who I am so ready for. I love Gran Canaria drag. It is my favorite thing on this show. I'm wishing, I'm hoping, I'm praying that Sethless is going to really take this crown home. My pick to win next to one other person. You gave them a color palette and she took it and ran with it to create this full Gran Canaria McDonald's fantasy. The feather work is incredible. I love all the detailing, kind of the bondage element to this too, which is what I really like about Sethless's drag, is that there's always this like level of exuberance that comes from like being rooted in the Gran Canaria drag style, but then she also has this like sex bondage BDSM element to it at the same time that she mushes together in such an interesting way. I still don't understand how any of them walk in these shoes. I am always fascinated by them. This looks gorgeous. This just looks so, so good. It's a well-proportioned look, it's a cohesive look, and it's got a lot of visual interest, so it's got all things that I really enjoy. So of course, I'm gonna be giving her a slay. Up next is Hornella Gongora from season 3. The mug in this photo is so correct. She looks gorgeous. I love this proportioned hair on her. Really like this style of dress too. Love the little purse, love the gloves, love the shoe. I love the little puffs on the gloves and on the shoes. My one problem though is that I think they're a little large on the shoes. It just eliminates the shape and definition of like her ankle and her leg. So it's a little too bulky down there for me. My other thing, I don't really think that this little piece here is necessary, like around the neck, this little scarf moment. I think it really just like, it chops the proportions up a little strangely, but I like this a lot. I'm still gonna give it a slay. Next up, we have the mother of season 2, Druigi Dirkly. I love this so much. Such a good silhouette. Such a fun hairstyle too. This really gives me like old kind of Ziegfeld Follies, like kind of that sense of scale, very showgirl. Love that. I actually really like the yellow latex tights to kind of play off of the yellow accent on the hair. I think it stands out really nicely. It adds like a really distinct pop that really allows her body to still be shown off in a look that could very easily end up swallowing her. But I think it's a great silhouette. Love this bodice. She looks great in red. She looks great all the time anyways, let's be real. It's Druigi, she's always gonna look stunning. And she's another one that I have high hopes for. I want to see her do well. And she makes great TV, so she's gonna be really entertaining, I think. But overall, this absolutely has to be a slay. Also from season 2, we have Onyx next. Onyx is one that I often feel quite conflicted with because I will have some looks of hers that I love, that I think are incredible. Then at the same time, she's got looks that I'm just not a fan of. And this is one that it's got parts of it that I really, really enjoy that I think are really cool. Like this top piece, the sense of scale and the proportion on it and how high up it is. I also really like that so far she's the first one who's really done orange and didn't just go straight for the red or the yellow. She kind of is right in that middle area, and I think it is a smart choice. The whole look is kind of giving me fire as fashion, so I am a fan of that. I really like the slick back hair. I think with the size of scale of this top piece and the scale of the fingers, She didn't need anything really big in the hair department. I think this slick really fits. It really gives this kind of like motocross athletic sense to it that I really enjoy. The fingers I don't think were necessary. I think the cut on the chaps is really interesting too, but overall I think the look has some kind of weird parts. Like I don't think that she needed the top piece to come down as far in the front as it does, and I don't really think she needed the bodysuit as much, or it didn't need a print at the very least. It's okay. Not my favorite look so far, but it's fine. Alrighty, next up we have from season 3, Paquita, who I love. I love a girl who uses her real hair in drag. I love a girl who does ponies in drag, and she does all of it. I'm so jealous of her real hair. Like it's so gorgeous. It's a little unreal how good her real hair is. When I saw this look in the full cast promo where she's on the ground, I honestly didn't really like it that much. But seeing it stood up like this, kinda here for it. The accessories are what really take it for me. The yellow, the little pom-poms around the hip, and how it kind of drapes, the foxtails coming down with that, the coat. There's so many good, really well-designed elements in this in terms of shape. The only problem I have with this really is the shoe. I either think it should have been like a yellow over the knee situation, or it should have just been a pump. Or I would have liked it to come up a little lower, like hit the ankle and be done. But I know that that's not, with a shoe like this, you're not gonna get a lot of support there unless it comes up the leg. So I do wish that the shoe choice had been different. I love everything else about this, so I'm giving it a slay. Alrighty, up next we have Pink Chadora. And I took one look at this, and the one word that came to mind when I saw it was insulation. Honestly, if she's giving anything, she's giving a little bit of popcorn. Maybe it's just me being hungry. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things. I don't think this is a flattering look. I don't think this is a flattering silhouette. There's some interesting elements here. I do not like the hair at all. I think what I really don't like about the hair is the feathers on the side of it. I don't think that was necessary. I think had she just done like the big pompadour, had she just done it like the straight up yellow and gotten rid of the feathers on the side, I think that part would have been a little bit better. She has maybe like one or two elements too many throughout the whole look, and I think if you would have scaled it back a little bit, it would have still read drag and still read campy, but it would have just been like that little bit extra sleeker that would have taken it there for me. So for me, this is an A. Next, we have one of the OG divas from season 1. We've got Poopy Poisson, who I have to say, it was another one where I thought maybe she had one or two too many ideas going on at first. But looking at the wide shot, this full version of it, I actually really like this. The fabric is lined with a different color, so all of the little scallops, all the little tears on this, it adds that extra little dimension, and I think it just looks really fun. To me, this is the best I think she's ever looked in anything for the show. So I'm excited to see how the time post-show has been to her, but I think this looks really nice, and it's still fun and still campy and like kind of kooky, but it just has that extra level of elevation to it. It takes it into this fashion direction. It reminds me of something I could see coming down a Comme des Garçons runway. Just a smidge. So for me, this is gonna be a slay too. Up next, also from season 1, we have Sagittaria. I like how sleek it looks. Like it just looks very streamlined. Everything seems like it's a well thought out idea, very cohesive from top to bottom. I really love the shape of the heel itself, like the actual heel part of the shoe, I think is a fun shape. I actually really like the gloves too, but to me, the Happy Meal box, that's the Happy Meal purse, that's the star of this. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. It's such a cute accessory, and it's branded, and I think it's just a really cute idea. I really like the corset in this. The skirt having the whole side being exposed like that, kind of the corset lacing. I've never seen that on the side of a skirt quite like this before. So I think that's nice. It's a good look. I mean, I like it, but overall, I don't think there's anything personally for me that really takes it to that next level to where I love it. So it's very fashion, which I always will love. I think the thing is, you know what? It's the hair. I don't like the hair with this. Honestly, I think had she either done just like a slick back, sleek high pony, or just like sleek center part, straight down, real long, I think it would have looked nicer, and I think I would have enjoyed it overall more. For me, this is just okay. Up next, we have Samantha Valentine's from season 2. I'm intrigued to see how she's gonna do on the show because she struggled so much in her original season, and I felt like she got a pass a lot of the time. She herself, off of the show, is so fucking funny. So I would love to see maybe the first go around was like the experience she needed to realize what worked, how to marry her comedy with TV and reality TV like that. Maybe she'll have a better go this time. The real thing that I think is the real like glow up for her is her sense of style. Because my biggest issue with her in her original season is that nothing she wore was proportioned well to her body. This dress looks great on her. And I really love this hair. It's a great proportion. It's just big enough that it really like elevates things. I like the shoe with all of it. I do wish that the shoe was the same tone of red as the dress. And that's such a tiny, tiny little thing. But it is just off enough that it bothers me. My biggest issue with this though is the coat. I think the coat was unnecessary entirely. I think had she just done like out of this yellow fur, like a stole or a boa or something with like a foxtail, because I think foxtails look great. Had she done something that was a foxtail that had either that red to yellow gradient, like her hair kind of has, that would look a lot nicer than what this coat does. I think the coat takes the look down a lot. For me, it's just okay because of the coat alone. Curious to see how the diva's gonna do. With every look out of the way, it's now time to pick our slay of the day. My favorite look out of this set. For me, there were two very, very clear top favorites that I did not have any real issue with, or something that I think could have been elevated a bit more. Literally, as I'm recording this, my brain is like going back and forth on which one I like more. But I think ultimately, I'm gonna have to give our first slay of the day for this season to Jiriji. I just really like this showgirl style a lot, and I think the whole thing is just really well composed. But overall, I'm really excited to see what this season is gonna entail, and I hope to see even more incredible looks coming down that runway. So once again, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below, all of that thing. Tell me what your favorite promo look is and who you're rooting for on this cast. Also, shout out to Marta Mama. If you're a fan of Drag Race España and you want to know a little bit more about the culture, what the drag scene is like over in Spain, it's the significance of the songs, the characters portrayed in Snatch Game, all the references throughout the episode, all of that, go check out her YouTube. She's covered the first 3 seasons. I got to a point where I looked forward more to her reviews of the show than I did the show itself. But if you want to learn more about the culture, the politics, just Spain in general, and queer culture and queer life in Spain, definitely go check out her content. Love her a lot. So that's gonna be it from me, and I'm sure we'll all be seeing you real soon. So until next time, stay kind, stay queer, and be sure your day is very slay.